Amari, the charismatic enigma here, and you are watching the Common Sense Ain't Common podcast.
Bitch, I'm that damn good. Smoking on some good, some rosy on the wood. Standing on the shit so you can get it understood. It's pedigree in me because I'm that damn good. Bitch, I'm that damn good. Bitch, I'm that damn good. Smoking on some good, something rosy on the wood. And bitch, I got the belt so you just get it understood. It's pedigree in me because I'm that damn good. Bitch, I'm that damn good.
Big O, I am turning. Big O, what I'm burning. Big O. Big O, I put her in. Plus, I'm about to give her that weight. Yeah, she in there living like China. Yay, yo. Yo, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your Wrestling Weekly Report that was supposed to be here last week, but it is this week. So, just don't even worry about it. But we're here. We're here now. We are going to cover AEW Double or Nothing, the women's tag team titles, Zelina Vega injured, all that and more. Of course, I am your host, the illustrious, your role model, the blueprint, Dame DoN. And we are just simply jumping right in. Make sure you all follow the social media handles. Twitter is at Dame DoN. And the Instagram is DoN Life with 2 N's and 2 E's. Let's just talk about Double or Nothing straight away. There was a lot of controversy headed into Double or Nothing. There was a lot of concerns as to if MJF was going to show up or not. Apparently, MJF and Samoa Joe both showed their fan access meet and greets. They just didn't go. MJF is very upset about his contract right now. He feels like he's making a lot less money than he should be making. It's also being said that he's making a lot less money than a lot of the ex-WWE guys that are being called in. So he's feeling some kind of way. He feels that he's, filled his current contract and he wants more money. He's basically trying to renegotiate his contract in the middle of his contract, which I don't even really think you can do. Tony Khan and MJF do have a meeting set up later this week. He did actually perform at AEW Double or Nothing. He did lose to Wardlow and was, I guess, written off TV. He was stretchered off, so I guess he was stretchered out of the company. So we'll just kind of see what takes place with MJF and Tony Khan and how this whole thing is going to play out, because it really looks like MJF is out of there. It just came out this morning as well that Vince is very interested in MJF and is willing to pay top dollar for MJF, and also stated that the backstage scuttlebutt in AEW isn't really bothering him. MJF said that he feels like it was reported that MJF said that the way Cody Rhodes was received made him feel like WWE would be the move for him, and that he feels like he would be made as a top star or billed as a top star like Cody Rhodes has been billed as a top star. But what MJF has to realize is Cody Rhodes was already in WWE for quite some time, putting in work, putting in time in the ring, putting in those reps in the ring. He has the last name Rhodes. He has been there for quite some time. I definitely don't see MJF going there and getting the same spotlight as a Cody Rhodes for more than a year. If they go over there and they put him like on a rocket and he rides that wave of momentum for more than a year, I'll be really surprised. Because as much as people think people know AEW, a lot of people have no idea what the fuck AEW is, like in real life. So MJF may come over and there may only be, a couple thousand people in the crowd that know who he is. Like, let's just be honest. But at this time, everybody kind of knows everything, so we'll just see. We'll just kind of have to see. There was a flight that was booked out of Las Vegas going back to New Jersey. They were saying that MJF had booked that flight. Then it came out later that there was no confirmation that MJF had bought that flight. So it was just pretty much all internet bullshit scuttlebutt, as per usual, which is why I really don't believe the dirt sheets. Jade Cargill is 31, 32-0. I'm not really sure. I thought she was 31-0, but the graphics said 32-0, so I guess we're going to go with 32-0. Jade is 32-0. We are so close to seeing Jade live. Ember Moon Athea actually made her debut after Jade Cargill's match, so it looks like Athea will be the one to maybe dethrone Jade, or it definitely looks like Athea will be Jade's next feud for sure. Jericho Society versus Brian, John Moxley, Eddie Kingston was absolutely a fucking crazy brawl. Adam and Brit Baker won the Owen Hart tournament. It looks like they're just pretty much turning Ruby Riott into Ruby runner-up. She's just running up everything. Like she was the runner-up for the TBS tournament. She's the runner-up for the fucking Owen Cup. Like, they've just literally turned Ruby Soho into Ruby runner-up, and now she's gonna run right back up to AEW Dark on YouTube, because before the tournament, where the fuck was Ruby Riott? I was saying, where was Ruby Riott for the longest time? I was saying, where is she for the longest time? The House of Black finally has a new female member. Well, not finally, but the House of Black now has a female member. So, you know, she'll kind of be able to get in there and do the distractions with Blake and, I almost said Blake and Murphy. With, what the fuck is his name over there? Because I want to call him Aleister Black so bad. Malachi Black and Murphy over there, and Brody. I really wanted to call him Aleister so bad. But yeah, we'll just see what has to happen with that. AEW Double or Nothing was a really good pay-per-view. I did see a lot of people talking about how long it was. I was actually out getting drunk, so I didn't watch it until the next morning. That is pretty much all I have for AEW Double or Nothing. And then let's just quickly jump into another topic. The women's tag team titles. Now, WWE has said that they are doing a tournament for the Women's Tag Team Championships, and they've named 4 teams so far, and I feel like they're kind of scrambling and they're kind of rushing to put this in. I feel like they don't want the titles to be vacant for too long, but what I really feel like needs to happen is they really need to not rush this. They really need to take their time and really build women's tag teams that they're not going to split up or they're not going to release in 6 months. They really need some strong, solid women's tag teams. I feel like this tournament could take place in 2 or 3 months from now. Actually, why don't you make the tournament for SummerSlam? Start it off at SummerSlam, or either end it or start it at SummerSlam. And I say almost end it at SummerSlam because it's in, what, July? I say start it at SummerSlam and then end it, I don't know, Survivor Series. I don't know. Maybe at one of the big 4 or something, but my point is, it does not need to be rushed. This is definitely something that can take 2 or 3 months and it'll be fine. It won't affect anybody negatively, because at this point, you were really just going to have Sasha and Naomi literally just hold the titles until fucking SummerSlam anyway. They weren't going to do anything with the titles until SummerSlam. So you might, or Money in the Bank, or whatever the fuck it was. They were literally just going to be holding the titles. So the titles pretty much mean nothing at this point. The titles were hot for about 30 seconds. After the Iconics won them and Bayley and Sasha did their whole little thing down at the PC era, you know, it's just kind of done with now. I think they really need to take their time and really build some really strong women's tag teams, and then you can go into the tournament from there. But I definitely think you need at least a nice strong 6 to 8 teams. They have really released so many talent in the past, and now I think they're kind of looking around like, oh shit, we have fucking released everybody. And now they're calling people they've released to come back for the Rumbles and shit. Like, I do feel like to a certain extent, all of those releases that they did, they are kind of regretting some of them just because they simply don't have any fucking body. Speaking of Sasha and Naomi, they are still circulating in the news. Sasha was seen at a concert not giving a fuck. They were calling her Mercedes, so apparently Sasha is over Sasha at this point. Naomi still hasn't said anything. Jimmy of course has showed his support online. People are showing their support online to them. The fans are showing their support online every single day. Of course they are. The Sasha stans are always crazy. They always love Sasha Banks. The latest word that I heard is they have completely taken plans off the table for Sasha Banks and Naomi. There's no timeable time frame for their return or when they're going to come back. A lot of people are saying, oh, Sasha Banks and MJF should just switch companies. Like, get the fuck out of here. Brit Baker, of course, because since they were in the news, she had to say something to get some publicity. She tried to come out and say that she would love to face Sasha Banks, and Sasha Banks is one of the top draws in WWE. And I seen a tweet that said, Brit Baker got a lot of heat Brit Baker got a lot of heat for coming out and saying that about Sasha Banks. And I don't think she got the heat for saying it about Sasha Banks, but I think it's just a simple fact of every single time something goes on with the women's division over here, Brit Baker has something to say. Every single time when fucking Dakota Kai got released, she posted Dakota Kai or Tegan Knox or whoever the fuck it was. And then she posted Toni Storm. Now this shit is going on and now she's talking about Sasha Banks. It's just like wherever a spotlight is, you can expect to see Britt Baker almost at this point. Because it's been 3 years. Tony Khan hasn't did a fucking interview without talking about WWE. Speaking of Tony Khan interviews, did you see his fucking post-show conference with CM Punk? And there's people trying to argue with me that this man isn't fucking cringe. If you have not seen this clip, I'm either going to put this clip in this podcast or I am going to link the clip in the podcast, in the link of the description of the podcast, because you have got to see this. I think I'm almost just going to put it into the podcast internally, because you have to see this.
You were the biggest financial flop in wrestling
That's
history.
fucking bullshit.
Hey.
I can tell there's only one person that can attest to that. I don't know what other people. I can only attest what's happened here and public record, and some of these things are a matter of public record because things of freedom of information and stuff. So we do, have over the years a good amount of financial data in pro wrestling. I can tell you, like, no one wrestler has ever come in and made a bigger plus delta financial difference in the history of my company going into, this is the 3rd year anniversary this week, going into year 4. No one person has ever made a more positive impact. We just did a record pay-per-view buy. Every pay-per-view, he's done a 4 pay-per-view cycle now. Every one of them was the record. The matches, he carried the Friday Night War, which, by the way, is a matter of record in fucking court in the state of California, that we won the Friday Night War. Just ask Jerry McDivitt, because he fucking wrote it.
Hey.
And this guy won it versus Matt Sydal, who's a great wrestler. He had another goddamn great match on Friday night. This fucking guy, he fucking did the Friday Night War. He did the first dance. He's done the record Double or Nothing. He did the record All Out in his debut. He was a big part of a record Full Gear, a great match with Eddie Kingston, and fucking he wrestled a bunch of young guys, a bunch of veterans in between there. Will Hobbs, Daniel Garcia, goddammit. And then he showed up, did the biggest program in terms of everything, TV, box ever with MJF, and then he did the goddamn main event here. He's the biggest part of financial success in the history of this company. Let's fucking go!
I mean, I am absolutely speechless. We are literally on Dixieland. Those that know Dixieland know Dixieland. Speaking of AEW, one more thing. Bryan Danielson and William Regal have said to be training younger talent before shows. I absolutely love them together. They have like such this perfect father-son relationship. William Regal calls Bryan Danielson the perfect wrestler. I have so much respect for William Regal. I have so much respect for Bryan Danielson. You all know that Bryan Danielson is one of my favorite wrestlers ever. Well, there's a lot of new subscribers, so a lot of you may not know that, but Bryan Danielson is 100% in my top 5. William Regal is one of the best wrestlers to never win a World Heavyweight Championship, in my opinion. And you can look that up. I've been saying that since I was in high school. Go search it on Twitter. I've been saying that in high school. But they are training younger talent in the ring. I do know a couple months ago, Jade Cargill said that she was working with Bryan Danielson. Ricky Stark actually said that he can confirm and he's seen them working in the ring as well. So that is really cool that they are in the ring giving back to these younger talents before shows and just teaching them, the ropes and the ins and the outs and the things of that nature. There is a couple injury reports. Charlotte Flair has just been married. even though she is injured from her arm. Her arm is apparently fine. But congratulations to the queen. Woo, 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 woo. Congratulations to the queen and Andrade Cien whatever his new Andrade El Idolo, I think that's his name. But congratulations to the two of them, seriously. Charlotte will be back soon into the injuries. Zelina Vega is injured and actually had surgery and will be out for 6 to 8 weeks. Nikita Lyon had a minor MCL injury, MCL, something with the ELAL, something with one of those. Nikita Lyon had the injury, and I actually thought that injury was just her way out of the tournament. You know, I thought that maybe she just wasn't going to win the tournament, but they didn't want to beat her either, so I thought that was just her way out of the tournament. But they are saying that this is a legitimate injury, but it could also still be her way out of the tournament. WWE has already started advertising Charlotte Flair's return to the ring, which will be, well, it's like a SmackDown return. It was like a July 15th SmackDown. They've already started promoting her return, which is right around Money in the Bank. Charlotte Flair has a lot of accomplishments. However, Miss Money in the Bank is not none of them. Will this be the year that the Queen becomes Miss Money in the Bank? I almost see Charlotte Flair becoming Miss Money in the Bank and having her cash in almost immediately on Ronda and getting her baby back, the SmackDown Women's Championship. I don't know if they'll give her the title back, but I could definitely see Charlotte Flair coming in, winning the title, and cashing it in almost immediately. But my only thing with that is, I like for things like that, like Money in the Bank, Royal Rumble, like just stuff like that. What do you call that? The Women's Battle Royal at WrestleMania. Those kind of matches I really think should be to make people that aren't already made. So I definitely don't think Charlotte needs it. I think Charlotte needs it on her list of accomplishments, if anything. But Charlotte doesn't need a Money in the Bank whatsoever. I would much rather them give it to like a Liv Morgan or like a Lacey Evans. Somebody that has never been women's champion before needs to be Miss Money in the Bank. Never. Speaking of Money in the Bank has been moved from the Allegiant Stadium to the MGM Grand, I believe. Just because the location was too damn big. I think it's too late to be trying to add another show to the Big Four. They were trying to add the Money in the Bank to the Big Four and make it the Big Five. I think it's just too late for that. I think it's too late to be trying to add anything to the Big Four. So the stadium thing with Money in the Bank, it's not going to work out because there's not going to be as many people traveling in like they would for one of the Big Four, like a Royal Rumble, a SummerSlam, a WrestleMania. People travel in for those shows because they've been billed as the Big Four for so long. I think it's a little too late to kind of add Money in the Bank in as, the Big Five. I think it's too late. So they had to downsize it. They did sell about, I think it was 17 to 20,000 tickets already. So hopefully this MGM Grand Arena will sell out. People were given refunds automatically through Ticketmaster, and then they can just buy their new tickets. And I believe they had like first dibs or something like that. A couple returns that are coming to the company. Jeff Jarrett has returned to the company in a backstage role and will be doing a Austin podcast with Stone Cold. What is the name of that podcast? Broken Skull Sessions with Stone Cold. Also, it's been reported that Devon Dudley has returned as a coach down to NXT. So they fired all those coaches before for being old, and now they're bringing in older coaches, which is Devon. Not saying Devon is old, and no disrespect to Devon whatsoever, but they fired all their coaches they had before because they were quote-unquote old. And Devon ain't exactly, a spring chicken. No disrespect. I'm just saying. Ali is back. Ali was doing the whole free Ali thing. He has been freed back to Monday Night Raw. He kind of did an interview and he was just kind of stating that his purpose for him coming back was his kids. He was seeing his kids play with his action figures and things of that nature. And it wasn't enough for him. Like he wants to be in there. He wants to be in the ring. He stated that he really does love WWE and he only went public with the conversations and the tweets because he said the private matters weren't going anywhere. The private conversations weren't going anywhere. As an Aries, I really do understand Ali. You know, if it's not working behind the scenes, we're going to bring it to the forefront and see if it'll work this way. So he was saying that's why he brought the issues to the forefront is because when they had the talks behind the scenes, nothing was changing. They weren't doing anything differently, and clearly it worked because now he's back. He has a United States Championship match at Hell in a Cell. They really do see something in Ali. I'm not really sure what it is. I'm not sure if they just didn't want him to go to AEW, but I think like a lot of those 205 Live guys, I think they really do kind of hold like a special place, like maybe with the exception of like Murphy and stuff like that. But a lot of those other guys really do hold a special place in like there, I think, kind of a little bit. The Bloodline officially have all of the gold, the undisputed tag team championships, the undisputed WWE Universal Champion. They are billing the Usos as the first ever unified tag team champions. I'm not sure if they're saying that they're the first ever because they're saying the word undisputed instead of unified. Maybe like that's the difference because they're definitely not the first. Jericho and fucking Big Show have unified the titles. Fucking Big Show and Miz have unified the titles. DX had both titles. Like, they're definitely not the first. But maybe I feel like they're the first because before they were called the Unified Tag Team titles, and now they're called the Undisputed Tag Team titles. So maybe that's the difference. But nevertheless, the Bloodline has all of the gold. I cannot wait to see what's going to take place with this. I'm still praying to God that we get new tag team titles. Like, who do I have to talk to? Do I have to write a letter like, please, like, can we please get new titles? Can we please get new titles? Please, please, please. My favorite tag team titles ever were, I say, like those Ruthless Aggression titles, those Raw titles, and those SmackDown titles. You know, the SmackDown had like the gold, the blue, and the silver kind of, and then the Raw had the, you know, like that black and gold, and then like that little hint of red. I always like the Raw titles more than the SmackDown title, but can we please get some new title designs? These tag titles are absolutely awful. They're absolutely awful. Gable Stevenson is reportedly interested in going back to amateur wrestling. I'm not sure if this means he wants to leave the WWE, but it is being reported that he is looking into going back to Minnesota, I believe it was, to do more amateur wrestling instead of coming right into the WWE right away. A Rock and Roman update. The Rock's movie schedule has been cleared for the summer. So there has been very high speculation that Rock vs. Roman will take place at WrestleMania 39, is it? Is it 39? 38? I don't know. I don't know what the fuck number it is, but the speculation is very high that it'll be Rock vs. Roman. Rock has a very clear movie schedule, so I mean, it's kind of looking like why not? Is that going to be Rock's last match? Is Rock the one to dethrone the Tribal Chief? How does this work? How the hell, like, if they do the Rock versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, I think that they need to have the whole family ringside. The Rock's parents, Roman's parents, and I don't mean like sitting in the aisle. I mean like have them around the ring like lumberjack style. I feel like the whole family fucking needs to be there. No interferences, nothing. Just watching they boys in the ring fighting. I want the whole family just around the ring. I do. I don't know why. I feel like it. I don't know why. I want the whole family around the ring. Oh, speaking of Rock's last match, I'm really against this. I'm not going to lie. Ric Flair is about to have his last match Ric Flair is guaranteeing that he is going off the top rope in this last match. I really hope that somebody can get a hold of him and stop him from doing this, but I don't think he's going to stop now. He's already promoting it. He's already selling tickets. He's doing promo videos on his Instagram. He is 100% doing another match. I just pray to God, excuse me, I just pray to God that nothing happens to Ric Flair. Ric Flair has almost died 3 or 4 times in the last 3 or 4 years. Like, if there's anybody that needs to just fucking relax, it's Ric Flair and Jerry Lawler. But Jerry Lawler's still going too. I mean, I wish him the best. I hope nothing bad happens. I hope that he makes it out of this match unscathed, uninjured. I hope that, neither one of them come out of this injured. I think Ricky the Dragon Steamboat is coming out of retirement to be his opponent, for God's sakes. Jesus Christ. God, just please watch over them, God, please. Randy Orton is back out with a back injury. It has been reported months and months ago that Randy Orton was having back injury. The RKO was kind of taking a toll on him. I think this is kind of just a way for them to write him off TV for now, just to kind of heal up his back, because his back has been legitimately bothering him. I do think that them losing those tag titles was just kind of a good way to get him written off TV, to maybe kind of rehab it or do whatever they're going to do with that. It does look like we are getting a more serious Matt Riddle, which will be good. I would definitely like to see a more serious Matt Riddle maybe challenging Roman Reigns. I did hear some scuttlebutt about maybe Randy and Riddle challenging Roman Reigns down the line. Riddle did cut a really emotional promo last Monday about Randy, so we'll just see where it goes. I hope that we can really get a really more serious Matt Riddle, and he just takes the ball and he runs with it. Robert Roode has returned with his glorious theme song and his glorious gimmick as a babyface on a house show. They really need to bring this over to SmackDown and allow him to just come back and be who he was in NXT, an absolute bona fide world champion. He should have been a world champion a long time ago. They could have put the title on him literally as soon as he came up from NXT. So hopefully this is kind of like a restart for Robert Roode, and they let him come in and do this glorious thing, and he just really shows them, hey, I've been here this whole time. What the fuck have y'all been doing? Becky Lynch has been added to the Asuka versus Bianca Belair match at the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. There was a lot of people complaining about that. My theory was, I think they put Becky in the match because they don't want to be Asuka clean. I definitely think that they have Becky taking the pin in that match. Bianca's probably going to pin Becky. I don't think that they want a clean victory over Asuka just yet. And, of course, these plans were last minute. So, Bianca Belair was supposed to be going over clean on Naomi. And I just don't think they have... I just don't think they would make Bianca go over clean on Asuka just yet. So they added Becky to the match so that Becky can take the pinfall. That's my thoughts on that. I am very much ready for a Montez Ford singles run. I am very much tired of the Street Profits. I'm very much tired of... I do enjoy them. But Montez as a single star is going to be a fucking star. I cannot wait for the moment they turn Montez into a single star. And I almost feel like they should start him off as a heel. Have him do the one that turns on Angelo. Because what the fuck is going to happen with Angelo? After Montez, after they break up or whatever happens, Angelo's going to be the one that suffers, unfortunately. Unless he can, change his gear, change his look, and, actually really do something, I don't really see it for Angelo Dawkins at all. At all. I just don't see it for him. But I'm definitely ready to see Montez Ford as a single star. Maybe in the next draft, they'll split them up like they were almost so close to doing in this last draft. Hopefully they split them up in the draft or something, because it just needs to be taking place at this time. Also, if you can hear this construction in the back, there is some construction going on behind me. So if you can hear it, I do apologize. I am kind of trying to get through these last couple topics. I only have a couple more, and then we'll be out of here. Speaking of the brand split is not over. It has just been reported that they are just going to be expanding storylines to both brands. It's because they don't have enough talent, because they released everybody. They released every fucking body, so they don't have enough talent. So basically what they have to do is they have to put both storylines on Raw and SmackDown to even it out. But they said that the brand split is indeed not over. There's a lot of SmackDown talent that is out right now. Roman Reigns, of course, is making this new schedule, so he's not really taking a lot of dates as of late. I did see a meme going around this past week of how Roman has become exactly what he hated about Brock Lesnar. They said that Roman Reigns did a promo in 2018, and he basically said, Brock only shows up when the money is right and when the city is right, and I show up to every city, every town, whatever. But now they're saying basically Roman has become Brock Lesnar. I thought that was a very interesting point. I definitely feel like somebody needs to bring that up in a promo. Somebody has to really dig into his ass and let him know you have officially become what you hate. Speaking into digging into asses. Pause. Seth Rollins cut a tremendous promo on Cody Rhodes. Of course, they have the line everywhere about how you and your friends went over there and da-da-da-da-da. But for me, the line of the night was when he said, you can't go over there and destroy the throne and then come back over here and try to take the throne away from me. I felt that because in his first match, Cody Rhodes made it known, like, oh, I'm never going back to the WWE. He destroyed Triple H's fucking, what do you call that? His throne. His fucking throne with the pedigree thing in the back and everything. He literally destroyed this man's throne and then tried to come back and sit on the same goddamn throne. You got me fucked up. That's basically what Rollins told him last night. You got me fucked up. Speaking of Hell in a Cell, is Hell in a Cell just a Raw pay-per-view? Because there's like literally no SmackDown matches on it. It is a very, very solid card, but is this just a Raw pay-per-view? Yeah, I'm not really sure what's going on with that. Because there's literally only Raw matches. I'm still not sure if I am going to go. I was going to get my ticket day of if I do go, so I know you're looking like, why the fuck you ain't got your ticket? But I was going to wait and get my ticket day of so I can get them cheap. You know, you got to be smart. But I don't even know if I want to go. You know, I really wanted to go and see the Queen. They've only announced one Hell in a Cell match, and that's what I was talking about previously with these theme pay-per-views. Like, you have these theme pay-per-views of Hell in a Cell, TLC, and you're barely using the fucking theme of the pay-per-view. They have one Hell in a Cell match. I hope they put the Edge and AJ Styles 3-way in the cell or something. But before we get out of here, there's two more things I want to talk about. Alexa Bliss got a new theme song. Alexa Bliss said the song is staying for a while. Her and her acting coach helped make the song and yada, yada, yada. Love Bliss. The song is absolutely awful. I hate it. I hate the song. I hate the song. I hate the song. And I hope that the theme song doesn't make me start to dislike Alexa Bliss, because that has happened before. Where if a song is too bad, it will make me not like the wrestler. That has absolutely happened before. So hopefully this is not the case, because I absolutely love Alexa Bliss. My last topic before we get out of here, Jeff Hardy has reportedly been removed from the 10-man tag team match this coming Wednesday. Apparently he's been really beat up since that Darby Allin match. That match was absolutely brutal. I think Jeff Hardy has just kind of went to AEW and he kind of knows that it's his last run. So he's just kind of throwing everything that he can at the wall. He's just literally giving us his all because he knows that it's coming to an end. But I also feel like somebody needs to let Jeff Hardy know that, bro, you're fucking Jeff Hardy. You don't need to give us your all every single time. Like, it's okay to just relax, especially because he's older now. Like, before, Hardy was more invincible. Like, Jeff was never injured for, like, the first 10 years of his career or something like that. Like, he had never been injured, and then the first injury he ended up getting was actually in a motorcycle accident, like on a little dirt bike in his backyard. So I just don't want him to over exhaust himself or over push himself trying to please the fans, because you don't have to do that at this point. You are Jeff freaking Hardy. That is all I have for this week's episode of the Wrestling Weekly Report. I do apologize that I wasn't on time, but as I told you when I first came back, I'm in the middle of trying to move. I'm in the middle of trying to look for another job here. I'm trying to find a job there where I'm moving. So there's a lot going on, you feel me? But I do appreciate everybody still tuning in, writing me, checking up on me, doing all of that good stuff. I definitely noticed my subscribers still going up. I definitely noticed, y'all. I definitely noticed. So make sure you all are following the social sites. Again, at Dame Don is the Twitter, and Don Life with 2 N's and 2 E's is the Instagram. And we out of here. I'm about to record a non-wrestling episode right now. We dropping back-to-back episodes right now. Go listen to the non-wrestling episode.